I am yet to see a project have too much lead time. You know, with my experience with customers, there seems to be an ongoing theme that by the time we agree to move forward and implement the software, it needs to have been done yesterday. Now, am I suggesting that everyone should make hasty decisions on their software? No. Look at my last video. I was just talking about the need to be very, very careful and very, very thorough when it comes to vendor selection. But at the same time, we can't deny the fact that it's almost like in construction, things are always stretched when it comes to deadlines. And so, what can we do about this? Well, one thing that we can do, and one thing that I like to suggest to my customers, is to start doing a detailed scoping out of their requirements even before they speak to us, but in conjunction with us as well. That scoping process is something that you can take with you regardless of who you pick, right? Knowing deep down what are your payment flows, what are your onboarding flows, what are the exact roles and permissions that you want set up in the system. These are things that you can decide as a financial institution before you even speak to a vendor. This would definitely help also in terms of mapping out just how much work this is going to be. Another thing you can do is be realistic with the timelines. We have to understand that this is very, very complex. Now, like I said yesterday, in software, we're trying to take very complex ideas and then make them simplistic. There's a good reason for this. But at the same time, we have to bear in mind that if you want the configurability and the flexibility, it's going to come with complexity. And so, therefore, we need to make sure that we have enough time to do everything and test it again. So having realistic timelines on the implementation is key. And then partnered with that is to just somewhat be suspicious if somebody is promising you too much of a shortened timeline. It's going to come with some kind of trade-off, as long as you're aware of it, because there are solutions you can get up very, very quickly. And even for us here at Genusto, there are ways in which we can deploy extremely quickly, but there are some sacrifices that need to be made. If your aim is to get an MVP up and you don't care that much about changing all of your different specs, payment rails, etc., then fine. Yeah, you might need a very simplistic solution just to get started. But if you're going to run the kind of complex financial operation that most banks want to run, it's not going to come with the same lead time as installing Microsoft Word. So please understand this. Please bear this in mind. I know there are a lot of very, very professional people within banks that know this, but then this also needs to be communicated across the bank so that everybody is managing expectations and we can make sure that we have the best implementation possible for the business. And if you want to find out more about what I'm talking about, get in touch. My name is Idris. I provide financial institutions like banks, EMIs, payment service providers with our digital banking and complex payment software platform. Call me.